On behalf of Rockridge, I'd like to say we're very happy to be at this event, and more importantly, being interviewed by yourself, James. So in terms of Rockridge, it's a Canadian-listed public company that has two key assets. Our flagship asset is in Saskatchewan. It's a copper project, and it's the Knife Lake Copper Project that has over 200 million pounds of 43101 compliant resource estimate. And we are basically led by a team of well-established and reputable young executive in the industry. And we have a very good members of board of directors. So combined, I think we have all the right ingredients for a project that could successfully go into production eventually, because we have good assets, safe jurisdiction, good management, good board, and we are fully financed, and we are proceeding with completion of our drill campaign that we will talk about later. So the Knife Lake project, it's our flagship project, and this has been in exploratory work since the 60s. So from the 60s to the 90s, there's been a lot of work done on it. And then at the end of 2001, that's the latest we knew about in terms of drilling and exploration work. And then in 2019, we commenced drilling. And since then, we've been drilling annually to form up the deposit. It's a VMS system there. And with the VMS system, you basically have multiple pods. And we basically just touch on one of the pods, which is the Knife Lake project. And we envisage based on the geological formation and mineralogy that we're yet to hit on the source of the mineralization where all of the copper is coming from. And it's key to note that, this here also has additional minerals inside. So it's not a pure copper play. It has some zinc, it has some silver, it has some cobalt. So all in all, the Knife Lake project is in a safe jurisdiction. So we see this as the basis of a stepping stone process or a phase process of finding and making much more new discoveries. And we like the area because there's a lot of other mining projects here. And what this reminds me of, James, is the Foran story that's south of us. And they were in the same position, and with some fundamental changes and some development work, they're over a $500 million market capital copper company today. In fact, James, I was at site, so it was very interesting to be at site. It gives you a first-hand view. So when you're talking to investors and analysts, they can understand the magnitude and the scale of the project and the potential. So I was at site there, and I've seen a lot of copper projects around the world, including Chile, the Congo, all over. So the drill program this year was specifically designed to look at two of our key targets, the Gilbert South and the Gilbert West area, and also to look at the Knife Lake expansion and to prove up some inferred into measured and indicated category as we advance the Knife Lake project. So fundamentally, we focus on trying to make another discovery and target two other major targets. And the reason being is if we establish that based on the assay results that these targets worthwhile in advancing, we will have multiple projects to advance in the fall or winter or next year drill program. And in addition, we were drilling at the Knife Lake project because we just want to confirm we understand everything and convert some inferred into indicated and potentially measured resources here. And in terms of results, we're expecting assay results sometime towards the end of the month, early October, because the labs are pretty backed up. So we envisage we should have some of the assay results coming in the next couple of weeks. Yeah, that's a very good one. I think the whole world now is moving towards the ESG reports, especially with mining companies, for attracting investors from different parts of the world. So I know in Europe this was something big. A lot of European funds, basically tells you have to have an ESG report to ensure that you can attract financing. But more importantly, we worked in this area, and this is the area that some of the people downstream might be looking to fish from or hunting. So we're on their property. So it is our responsibility to ensure we do the drilling and exploratory work with minimal consequences or damage to the property. And this is within us, and it comes first nature to ensure we're doing things in a proper and environmentally safe and sound manner. And this is very key because it reminds me, James, I was with a company in West Africa, and I led up the ESG report with the consulting group, and we had consultants out of London, Toronto, and it's a very intense and in-depth report, but I think it's very necessary. I think it's very necessary not only from an investor perspective, but letting companies be held accountable and responsible for its own way of proceeding in mining. So all in all, I fully support ESG reports, and having experienced done one in West Africa, it gives and shines a lot of light on a lot of aspects of mining that we don't normally consider previously. So I think we understand that what's happening in the markets, and we're seeing potentially there might be an upswing in commodity prices, and we always been saying this, but understanding inflation and the real numbers that coming out and stuff like that, it's my belief that there's going to be an upswing in commodity price, and I think the demand for copper and many other commodities will be on the uprise. So having a project that was fully permitted previously with a lot of exploration upside potential and fully cashed up and good management team and good board of directors, I think we have all the ingredients to advance and create more value to shareholders, and we will be considering and advancing an ESG report to ensure, like we chatted with earlier, that our surroundings are taken care of. So all in all, I think it's going to be a very good year for Rockridge Resources.